Alright, so it's been a minute since my last video. Just looking now, it's about 11 months ago. Far out. Let's go through that inspection list that I got from the engineer back end of 2021. So one of the ones was window tint. With this one, as you know, I had two of them. I'm keeping this one. I got rid of the other one. This doesn't have any window tint, so done. Gear shift indicator, done. ADR compatibility for the steering wheel, done. I've still got the paperwork when I brought that steering wheel. Fuel system, done. Installed the new EFI lines and clamps, and I secured the filter. OEM fuel pressure regulator. So even though I watch hundreds of videos in Australia where these people put in aftermarket fuel regulators and they get it engineered, it's not actually something apparently you can do, and I had to put the original one back on this engine. I never had the original. I had to order it from Japan, and it took about 2 months to get here. I got that fuel pressure regulator, put it on there. I initially had some rich running issues, which we later found out was the MAPS sensor. One of the wires was loose. That probably happened when we transferred the wiring from the old one to this one. And one of them, even though it looked like it was sitting in the pocket, it was actually loose, and that was causing my fuel issues the whole time. So that's obviously fixed, and now the fuel pressure regulator is the standard one that comes with the engine. So that's mainly because I have to do the emissions test. So everything is standard. The ECU is from this engine, the fuel pressure regulator, everything's kept standard, the injectors, because I need to pass emissions to get the car engineered. Suspension components, the arms, all the arms. I mentioned in a previous video, I got all my arms from Techno Toy Tuning. They look amazing, love them. This engineer, I can't use any of those arms. I had to chuck all the original arms back on, and I just replaced the bushings. Did that in a previous video. The bonnet latch, so I kept the original setup, got rid of the pins that I had in the old one on the bonnet, got rid of that shit, and I'm just keeping the original setup. The other thing was the rear brake hoses. They weren't ADR. They were some spare lines that I had laying around, so I used those knowing that I would have to replace them. At the same time, I actually replaced all 4 lines with ADR flexible lines. So as well as replacing the rear ones, I replaced the front one. Weighbridge, I've still got to do. The wheels, as I mentioned in the last video, I had to get them replaced. They were way too big. They damaged the fenders on the other one, but they were already damaged, so I was going to cut them out anyway. With this one, the fenders are mint, so I was going to get a smaller size anyway. So this place up the road, I talked to them with the standards to get it engineered. The biggest I could go with 15-inch, which is what I got, and I just got some steel rims. Probably change that later down the track, but for now they actually suit the car, suit the look, gives it kind of a sleeper look as well. What else have we got? Seatbelts. I went to Seatbelt King. If you ever need seatbelts, go there. Absolutely lovely, amazing, helps me out heaps. All those seatbelts have been replaced and they're all retractable now. Child anchor points. Yeah, I'm not covering them anymore. That was something that was an issue with the previous car. I had put sound deadening over them because I'm never going to use them. If they're there, you have to show them. So this time I haven't covered it. They're all there. The tail shaft loop, need to install one. Got that, installed it. Looks good. Front calipers require dust seals. As I mentioned in the previous video, I have to replace the calipers because they don't have dust seals around the pistons. And in Australia, you must have the dust seals. VPW for me is just up the road. So I went there, got some new calipers, put them on. Look great. Best thing about Wheelwoods is they're interchangeable. They make it so that any of their calipers will fit the same bracket that I already have for the other ones. So that's really cool. Replace those. Noise tests, engineer will do on the final inspection. Tailpipe emissions test, engineer will do. And the ADR brake test, engineer will do on the final inspection. Fabricated declaration forms for the diff. So that's an 8.8-inch diff that I shortened one side, got it all welded. The declaration form I've done, that's filled out. Lucky for me, the person who did it for me is certified, so he was able to sign that off for me. I also got a steel fabricator to do another declaration form saying that the welds were good and there's no issues with them. So I've sent that off to the engineer. It is so much fun to drive and I can't wait to get it on the road. Hopefully it is my final inspection next month. Keep you guys updated. Also for emissions, I got the charcoal evac canister to suit the 1J. The other one that was in here is obviously from this RT132, and because I go to that emissions test, I'm just upgrading it. The interior is done. It looks great. The old stereo is just in here for the time being. I doubt I'll keep it. I doubt I'll keep any of this section. I'll put a double pin stereo in. The gauges are still down here, but during the next few months I'll slowly start getting the gauges up here working. For now it's just the fuel one. The oil pressure's here, I'll put it up there, and the same with the temp, I'll put it up here. And yeah, that's it for now. So between now and the next video, maybe I'll get some paint made up, and any of that surface rust I'll rub it back and just paint with a spray can for now. I have got quotes to get this stripped back and repainted. I still don't know what color. I might even go back to the original red. I did see that in a picture, it looked great. I might do that, but that's a couple of years down the track. But that's it for now. So enjoy footage I do have of me driving the car. Sorry, it's not too exciting. It's a 60-kilometer road from here to the wheel inspection, so that's all I could do at the time. It's not the greatest quality, but yeah, that's all I've got for now. I'll see you guys in the next video, hopefully with some great news and the engineer has passed it. See you guys.